Hey everybody, welcome to Mainly Movies. The teaser trailer for I Know What You Need was just released this morning, and I'm very excited to check it out. So, this is a short film, and it's actually a Stephen King dollar baby. This is an adaptation of his short story of the same name that was published in Night Shift in 1978, along with other short stories of his you're probably familiar with, like Children of the Corn and The Lawnmower Man. So, you guys all know that I'm a big fan of Stephen King and love talking about his movies on this channel. So, obviously, I would be excited for another adaptation, but I'm even more excited than normal here because of a few things. First off, this short was filmed at the University of Maine, where the story's set, which is cool for me because that's my alma mater, so I'm very familiar with campus. But I also had a chance to kind of watch as this film came together. From the planning stages and getting to meet with Julia Marchese, the director, while she was location scouting, all the way through filming and being on campus and on set for some of that. And being an extra, or at least filming as one. We'll see if I made the cut when the short comes out and hits the festival circuit. But having been on the backside and seeing the production side of it, I'm really excited to finally get a glimpse of what the final product actually looks like. So let's check it out. Set up like an after-school special. This is great.
Special. A popular college co-ed encounters an unusual...
Nazala
I
Cola.
know what you need.
And he does.
Thank you.
When he helps her pass her midterm,
Oh my god. I think I aced it.
That's great.
she falls
It's really
even
cool
deeper
seeing
under his
UMaine
spell. But
on
who
film here.
is Edward? And what secrets is he hiding? Elizabeth doesn't know what she wants. But Edward knows what she needs.
Trick or treat.
Based on the short
This
story
after-school
by
thing
Stephen
works.
King, I
Works
Know
for
What
this.
You Need. Wednesday on WJGE-TV, Channel 19, Bangor, Maine.
Okay, so that's a very unique trailer for this short, I would say. But I think it works because with teaser trailers, right? It's hard because you don't really have the opportunity to give too much of the story. And obviously, I think that must be even more difficult when cutting a teaser trailer for a short film as opposed to a feature-length film because there's even less to work with and less or more that you have to like avoid giving away. So I think this was a unique way to approach it. Having this kind of after school special thing definitely has that 70s vibe, which matches because the story, it's a period film, so it's set, you saw at the beginning there in 1976, so it's set when the story was written. Which is cool, and again, it's set on campus and at the locations that are in the short story, which is also pretty cool. I know that was something that Julia, the director, was very excited about, but also very adamant about being able to kind of have that authenticity. And at least just from the teaser trailer here, I think it works because that's one of the things I think most people, like 99% of people, they couldn't care less, right? Like when they're watching a Stephen King movie, they don't care if it was filmed in Maine, they don't care if it was at the locations, but like people who are in Maine, people who have been to UMaine, right? Like we know what these things look like, and so movies like Pet Sematary, right? Both versions, the original and the remake, they have components that are set at UMaine, set at like Cutler Health Center, and they're not even remotely close to what UMaine looks like. And so this is actually set at UMaine, which is so cool. Like seeing Fogler Library there, just seeing campus. There was the shot when Elizabeth is coming out of her psych midterm, right? There's Stevens Hall there, which is like one of the kind of more iconic or iconic looking buildings on campus. Her dorm room there, it looks like Gannett. So it's one of the freshman dorms, but I don't know, there's just this extra level of kind of coolness and excitement and authenticity there that, again, probably most people either aren't going to recognize or don't care about, but like I really appreciate that that Julia was so adamant about being able to come here, because she's from, you know, California, so she like flew in and like filmed, you know, flew across the country to film here, which is pretty cool. But I think that adds a little something. But again, I could be biased because I did go to UMaine, so I spent a lot of time on campus. But, you know, I think this is good. We don't get much of the story, but again, that's pretty common for a teaser trailer. And, I mean, if you've read the short story, you know, kind of basically, I know there's a few things with talking, with Julia that she changed up a little bit, kind of with the climax and some of the stuff that happens and like the reasoning for some of the things. But I think it looks great. I think the period setting looks good. The costuming is pretty cool. Elizabeth and Edward both look great. Edward is very creepy. And again, I think that kind of works with this after school special thing, because it's kind of like warning you about this situation, but it doesn't get scary. It doesn't like really get into the true creepiness and true kind of unsettling aspects of the film, but there's, you know, or of the short, but there's some elements of that, like when she's walking out of her dorm and that shot that's kind of positioned behind Edward as he's like watching her, it just kind of has this creepy, like voyeuristic kind of thing to it, which I think is gonna work for the story. So I'm excited for this, and even like all the little Stephen King nods that are throughout that. So that shot in the library when Elizabeth is studying, she's drinking Nazala Cola, which is like a Stephen King thing, like his version of like Coca-Cola. And there's tons of little things like that. I mean, just things that I know from just the day I was on set, like so many little things that people probably aren't even gonna see on screen. Like I know some of the extras, like one of the extras I was with when we were in the background of one scene, she's walking with a first edition copy of Carrie by Stephen King. And it's one of those things that I guarantee, like, there's no way you could ever possibly see it on film, but it's there. And so I can only imagine how many other little things like that are there, and hopefully ones that you can see and kind of pick out and be like, oh man. So that's cool, especially because, again, this is a Stephen King Dollar Baby short, so he's going to be watching this, and so I think that those little tidbits, and especially the authenticity of being on campus, I think is going to be something special about this short compared to maybe some of the other Dollar Babies that don't necessarily have the opportunity to shoot on location, like in the locations that the story is set. So again, I'm probably a little biased here, because I'm excited to just see my alma mater on film and just kind of see the front end, right? This actual product of what I was kind of following and seeing for a couple years. You know, it's been a year since we filmed, as if, you know, since it was filmed, and a year or so since I was on campus for filming the one day. But anyway, that's just my take on this teaser trailer. But what about you? Do you think this looks exciting? Looks good for a Stephen King short? What do you think of the decision to go with the after school program kind of vibe? Be sure to let me know in the comments below. Alright, so if you got some enjoyment or insight out of this reaction, I'd appreciate if you'd hit that like button. And if you haven't done so already, please hit subscribe while you're at it to see more videos like this, as well as movie reviews. Till next time, this has been Alyssa with Mainly Movies, the way life should be.